Hey guys, so my name's Luke. I'm doing a Age of Empires 3 game on Expert. I'm a level 125, I think I am now, for British. Anyway guys, remember this is my first video, so bear with me. Anyway, I'll be keeping a running commentary with the video for tactics and whatever, so I hope you enjoy. One of the first very important things to do when you're playing Age of Empires on a deathmatch is to get a capital. Capitals are good because you can give yourself spies. Blockade's really important because if you're versing like the Ottomans, they get great bombards and, well, they're pretty painful. You also get immigrants, which means you get 100 population without houses. See there, I get all my capital upgrades. And there are a lot of economic upgrades as well, which are pretty useful. Churches are another one. Churches can mean you get fast infantry loading, cavalry loading. You can build walls, which I never do, because I can't be bothered. Houses as well. Now you notice that I got immigrants with my capital, but for the houses I still built 20. And the reason is because supporting 100 population without houses is useful, but for the British, whenever you build a house, you get a settler for free. And I want that for my economy. Well, within the first 5 minutes of the game, it's very important to get a line of outposts and a couple of forts, because having a front line without your army is a really strategic way to defend your base. So getting all my infantry upgrades so I can get my Imperial Redcoats.
Yes. Commandment, yes.
Now you notice I got 6 barrackses, so I can upgrade my redcoats fairly quickly, and I can get about 120 of them. Now this is Age of Empires 3 with the War Chiefs expansion. So War Chiefs means you get some extra cards, you get to verse other races, well mainly the Sioux or the Sioux or whatever you want to call them, the Aztecs and the Iroquois. Or you can play as them. Probably one of the best cards you can get is a second fort. For War Chiefs, you get a second fort card, and they're really useful.
Commandment.
At the start of the game, when you're building your base, it's also important to decide on what types of troops you want. Sometimes it's important to decide whether you want a balance of infantry and cavalry, or you want a balance between infantry and artillery. Usually, it's better to have infantry with cavalry or artillery. Having a full cavalry army generally is harder. Infantry are pretty versatile, and if you've got artillery to back them up, they're pretty good. And if you've got cavalry, you can use them for sweeping economies, taking out artillery, explorers, War Chiefs, whatever you want. Also, you'll notice in the top left-hand corner of your screen, you've got the little vacant settlers. It's always very important to click on that, because it means you can get the maximum out of your workers. The idle workers, that's what it's called. It's called having idle workers. So now you notice I'm getting an army fairly quickly, which is important because when you play on Expert, they generally get an army pretty quickly. Usually when you verse the Germans though, they spend a bit longer. If you fight the Russians on Expert, they get a pretty big army very quickly. So like their Cossacks and their artillery, they come pretty much in the first 5 minutes. So you'll notice I've gone with a balance of cavalry and infantry, namely my Imperial Redcoats, which is awesome, and Hussars, or Imperial Hussars, which are actually called Imperial Lifeguard. Now you see that I couldn't afford it. Now because I'm playing a deathmatch, and I want it to go for a shorter time, I've made it quicker. So I run out of resources. So my focus for this game is military, not economy. But I can do economy videos if you want. Factories are another really important thing you can have. Having 1, probably 2 is better, because you can look at your resources. I'm looking at my resources now, and I'm looking at my food thinking, not food. I'm looking at my wood thinking, okay, I've only got 350. I do need to work on my my economy for wood. One of the important things as well is to always keep an eye on the enemy army. That's why you get spies at the beginning, because you always want to know where they are, where they're going to attack, so you can organize a defense. Now you notice with my factories, I place them pretty close together. It's useful like that because you can use them to get whatever resource you're low on. Now I think at the moment I've got 27 settlers, so okay. Now I don't know what they were doing there when they sent a miniature little army. Anyway, I think I suitably slaughter them. Imperial Redcoats. Well, if you've versed Imperial Redcoats against a human player, you'll know that they are a pain. I myself never have, because I play as British, so... Okay. Now, this is a pretty short battle. I do lose a few guys, but so now look at that. It's the most small army you could possibly see. Now, my cavalry get there a little bit late. When I say a little bit late, I mean quite late. They could get there earlier. Now, you notice, always have some infantry that can fix bayonets and get into combat with those cannons. I aim to have about 30 guys as support fire and have the other guys run into combat. Okay, guys, don't forget to watch part 2. Hope you enjoyed part 1.